How was everybody?
Banana phone.
I see.
My password manager hates Roll20 so much.
Well, they use a modal for the login, and that's going to be part of your problem right there.
I think what it's doing is it's checking all of the forms ever. Like every character sheet. It's like, is this a password spot? Is this a password spot?
So last we left off, there was a drowning barbarian.
No, I'm
A
alive.
recently drowned barbarian.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, recently.
She's muted. She's trying to talk.
Shut up! I was saying we buried him next to the last party member that annoyed us. Oh right, we couldn't bury him. There was nothing left.
Too soon.
Yeah, it's about 2 years.
Too soon, man. Too soon.
Hey,
I still have a
in
memory.
game time, it's
About a
6
year.
months?
No, it's been about a year.
Is it? I think I put it down somewhere. Hang on. Let's see. Eduardo died the 17th of Ignatium, which is really ironic.
Amazing.
Nice.
So yeah, it's almost a year. Like 3 months away or something. Um. All right. Well, ready to roll? So, actually, I didn't add your axe to your sheet, Navik. If you want to add it,
The
Leviathan
attacking
Edge. Oh,
sheet?
you did. Okay,
I had that before.
got it. And you added the extra lightning damage and everything.
I think so. I'm not sure if it actually works or not.
We'll give it a roll. I'll close it for you. Yeah, it should be +1, 1d12, and then plus 1d4. +1, then a 14, plus strength, plus 1d4. Is that a 1d4? Oh yeah, there's lightning. Cool. Do you want me to copy and paste the things it can do onto a handout thing?
Sure.
Then I'll make it available in your sheet here. Oh yeah, and what are you unattuning to? The Ring of Invisibility, the Wand of Web, or the Hat of Disguise?
Oh, I have to unattune?
Yeah, you can only have 3.
Aw. Yeah, the sword didn't do it. I don't know. I guess the had wand of web right now, I guess.
Cool. Python Edge can be edited. Can you see that in there?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
+1 great axe.
And you're gonna put the Wanda web in your backpack for now?
Well, no one else can use it except for me. I
Oh, that's
believe.
true. Well, or an actual spellcaster.
Oh, yeah, true.
All right. So who wants to give a dramatic summary of the previous session? For inspiration.
For inspiration. Walked into a cave with a tent in the middle of it, investigated the tent. Machinos blew something up. I left the tent, investigate what Dices was hearing, and we were attacked by frost salamanders, I believe it was. In which case we got totally obliterated by the frost salamanders. Then crowded in the tent while Minchinos was dying outside and crawling under the flaps.
So a normal day. Yeah.
Navik finally realized to knock on the door, so the door finally opened. It took a gnome way too long to unlock who knows how many locks, at which point I was trying to charge through. As he opened the door, I charged into him. Navik pulled everybody in. We saw that he had this wonderful mansion place that he could create whatever he wanted to create, and immediately after explaining everything, Navik grabbed the cleric, went to a pool, drowned himself, killed himself, got rezzed, and I went to bed.
The end.
Nailed it.
And
I was like,
magically,
and I went to bed.
Digits and the tank went into the mansion.
Yeah,
course they
they kind of snuck in at the very end. They were like outside the tent with the fire and the salamanders, and Digits was just like, I'm just gonna, just don't mind me. I'm just gonna.
Dozy do, right?
My friends are in there already, and kind of like trying to sneak past the lineup outside of a club.
All I see is Digits driving the tank.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. I'd pay to see that.
So yeah, and then you are inside the magnificent abode of Tritix Numinous. And I don't think you guys have slept. I know that you've certainly
I slept a little bit.
yeah, you had a quick rest.
Deeply. Yeah.
The deepest of sleeps.
Yeah, I was eating. I came out, saw what was going on, shrugged, went back, got more food.
I mean, we're in the right place if we want to replace our barbarian.
There's lots up there.
Like,
Yeah.
well, there's nothing I'm going to be able to
Have your
help with
pick.
there. Yeah, the bird guy's got this. I think.
We've got Navik just sort of coming to. What's Navik's like state as he sees this weapon is like barbed into his arm, and
So it's actually barbed into my arm.
yeah, you can put it on your back and things like that, or be separated from it, but the barbs on your arm, like, it looks like you have a tattoo. Actually, more like have you ever seen like scarification tattoos,
I think so.
where you actually
Yeah.
like
They're
hurt the
raised, like,
skin and stuff
3D.
like that? Yeah. So it's like that. It's as though a giant octopus has like grappled your arm, and you've got like these spiraling sucker protrusions all up your arm.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
And then when you actually hold the weapon, little barbs come out of each of those little sucker marks on your arm.
Interesting.
Yep.
All right. That's cool. I like that.
So other than that, you're just waking up next to a pool.
Of your own vomit.
Yeah. Just a little bit of vomit.
And who actually performed the spell?
Levi
Was it
did.
Caleb?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Okay. So yeah, and Caleb sort of above you. Do you want to pick up the scene there, or do you want to like flash forward
Or flash dance, whatever.
or flash dance next to the pool?
Flash mob, let's go. Yeah, we can just fast forward and go to bed and rest.
Yeah, I guess so.
You want a chicken leg?
Yes.
Here
I'm
you go.
hungry.
Toss him over a drumstick.
Excellent. Delicious.
Seriously, it's really good.
So you guys are spending the night here,
Yep.
I assume.
Mhm.
And then what's the plan?
So, how did those salamanders find us? I'm asking the group now. I assume we're
Vibrations.
talking over breakfast now.
Sure.
Look like vibrations in the ground because when I threw the tremor out there, it jumped at it.
Yay, party rest.
Hooray!
Do we have any way to not do that? Can we float?
I can turn to a bird. But,
Can
like,
you
F
pick
guys.
me up?
No, I'd leave you there.
Can I ride you?
No, never.
Hmm.
Damn.
We could just leave you here.
You'd have
Tritic
to-
speaks up at that and goes, "Actually, I should really be heading back to Lumiere Acad."
So
Sure, we
how
could
many
find a way.
does he know how many salamanders there are?
Outside or
Yeah. I mean, outside. Like, are there just a couple that are just waiting, or is there like? Does he have like no idea? Just a small colony of them.
he says, by my count, there's been a minimum of 3 and up to 6.
Oh, fantastic!
So do we have any way to float or fly above them so they don't find us?
Well, I might have something that could help a little bit.
Oh, do tell.
And I'm just looking up the specifics. Okay, I think he could probably do this. He says, he's like, I can summon basically a dinner plate, a big one, holds a whole lot of weight.
Oh,
A few of us could ride on it a few feet above the ground and probably be pretty quiet.
Would it hold the tank?
The what now?
The tank. And I point
the
over.
tank that's in your lobby?
It's like, oh goodness gracious, where'd the horse come from?
Well, see,
They were right behind us.
when a stallion and a mare.
Love each other very much.
And actually, at that, Tritix is actually going to walk over to the tank, and he kind of looks at it and goes, "Is this what I think it is?"
Oh yeah, the decoration.
No,
Oh,
not the disgusting
it's warming.
Remora's head. The device beneath the gore.
Yeah.
This is an apparatus of Kavalesh.
Yep. We call it Krabby.
I mean, do you understand how rare these things are?
Yeah, it was in a basement.
a basement of a powerful magician, I assume.
No, actually, I think it was like a little thieves guild guy or a crime lord type of thing. A
My
bookie.
Goodness gracious.
Great balls of fire.
Or was this the warlock? I forget where we found this.
I think this was actually
In the warlock house?
No, this was in the an armory
Oh,
that
right.
was sort of being ransacked, I guess you could say.
Right. But yeah. And the rumor has. You know what though? If you have any ideas, it's a little beat up. It had some issue. We ran into some Yetis, and if you have any ideas on, any way to bring it back into a little bit of shape and better health, I'd love to hear it.
Well, I do know some talented artificers who could probably help a little bit, but they're far from here.
Okay. Well, I'll take some names down. If you have like cards or something, that'd be cool.
Business cards.
Yeah.
Question to Joe.
Yes.
Speaking of magical artifacts, does Minchinos wear the talisman? Or is it hidden away?
It's hidden away.
Okay. In that case, he kind of looks it over and he's kind of taking notes on it and things like that. And he's like, actually, if you're ever in town, maybe bring this on by one of the academies and.
So I've been meaning to get over to Lumericad. We had a little bit of a detour. We had, a slot invasion we had to kill. And some Gith Yankees and Gith in general, and now we're just up here to give Trapper John here home to his folks.
Oh, well, that's very kind of you.
Yeah,
And he kind of continues to like pore over some of like the designs and things like that, and he's kind of running his finger across some of the more significant gashes and gouges on the exterior of the tank. And he kind of grimaces and he goes.
And this is coming from the fact that you think this is going to be still functional when we're done here.
Shush. He's still got hit points left.
What are hit points?
It's how you rate the machinery. God, don't you know anything?
No, not really.
Dwarves and their iron.
Our iron
Pressing
doesn't
down.
move on its own.
Pressing down on your head.
Just eating more red meat.
And Numinous goes, he's like, in fact, I don't know if this. And he kind of runs his finger across like this ripped open like back panel. He goes, can I make an offer on this? Maybe take it off your hands.
An offer?
Yes.
For Krabby?
For a purchase.
Well, I'm happy to entertain ideas.
How about this? I'm going to hand you a piece of paper. You're going to write down a number and maybe just slide it over and I'll consider.
Oh, it's going to be a very big number.
He kind of slides a piece of paper and a pen across the table. How's everyone's breakfast?
Delicious.
Oh, jinx.
Which way did you come into this?
I'm not
pattern?
Jinx.
You're asking Tridix that?
Yeah.
I just messaged you what I wrote.
Okay. He says, "Well, I came in from the from the north."
Well,
Okay, so that's the same way.
Most everything is north here.
No, I was.
I'm afraid I don't get it.
I know.
He's easily amused. Don't worry about it. But we don't know exactly. I'm assuming to get out of here, we're going south, or were you planning on going back north?
Oh, I would very much like to leave these horrible mountains.
You don't want to visit the tribe?
Which tribe?
All the tribes.
Grand Mist tribe?
I'm afraid I've never heard of it.
All right. Fine.
Well,
Is it a tribe of Yeti or Remores or?
No,
Goliath.
no.
definitely it's related to Yeti.
Definitely much less scary.
Yes, Yeti do burn quite easily.
I know.
But yeah, if you're planning on leaving the mountains, we're going the opposite direction.
I mean, we'll be leaving the mountains eventually.
Eventually,
Yeah.
yes.
Oh, so you're heading to the top, to the peaks.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, then you'll want the south exit.
Yes.
Okay.
Since we came from the north exit.
Yes.
So again, the whole plan on floating on a big serving platter for the salamanders.
Right, yes. The Tensor's floating disc can carry up to 500 pounds. I weigh 42 pounds.
And you're
Who
going
would like
north.
to join me?
You're
Havoc.
you're going north.
Oh, right, yes. Well, maybe we could make a few trips.
I think that would be good.
Now, how much does the horse weigh?
Fair amount.
It's about yay big.
What did we discover it was last time?
Like a ton.
Like an incredible amount?
Yeah.
It weighs more than the tank.
Yeah.
Especially with all the junk on
God,
it.
2,000 pounds. Jesus. Horses are so big.
That's what she said.
Yeah. Right. So he's
I'm-
like,
I'm more than fine to just ride fidgets and gallop away.
okay.
Okay.
It still leaves you with a 300-pound Goliath and a 200-pound Dragonborn, and I don't know what Vincinos might be about 500.
Only his ego.
Wait, what?
Fair, yeah. Eagles do weigh a lot.
Hmm.
I'm 194 slim pounds of tiefling power, baby.
About 306 pounds of ego?
Yeah, but that's weightless, really.
Some,
Carries
maybe.
It carries itself.
Well, we only have an hour if I cast this. And I should point out that this will only reduce the tremors if there are any above ground at the time of our exit. They do have eyes.
Oh,
Indubitably.
you know. Do you know if they can see in the dark or if they're blind?
Let me check.
I was asking the guy, but
Yeah, I'm checking for the guy. I don't want to reveal the little man behind the curtain or anything, but the guy is me.
what the hell?
Seriously?
Yes, I do believe that they can see in the dark.
Because I can put a magical darkness spell around them if they appear that will confuse them at least for a little while.
That could work if there are any above ground.
Just pop them into the darkness and let them fumble around a little bit. I can also block them off with a wall of fire. Which I've fixed on my sheet.
So the plan is, from within the mansion, I will summon a floating disc. I can maintain that and the mansion temporarily.
I was going to ask about that, but
The order of operations is what?
wait,
It's
as out of
brackets,
char-
multiply, divide, addition, and subtract.
out of character, is the mansion's not concentration, is it?
I don't think so.
Yeah,
No,
okay.
it's permanent for 1 day, I believe.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But anyway, yeah. And if there are some above ground, I can put some darkness on one, put a wall up to sort of block the route a little bit.
Okay, so I will be on the disc.
Mm-hmm.
In
You want to
trip
go
one,
first?
I will carry Who to the south exit.
I need to go to the south exit.
I mean, we're all going there eventually, but
I think you can only take me.
for the first trip.
So you'll
Yeah,
be
okay.
last.
Or last. It's one of those two. Or in the middle. One of them.
Really, anywhere.
But it'll have to be alone.
All right. Well, very, very well. I guess. Shall I? Are we ready?
So, the one other thing about the salamanders, so if they get hit by by just fire, it restores their cold breath.
Yeah. Any fire.
Okay, good to know. Good to know.
He also
Fighting
has.
slod.
He also has kind of looked at your offer on the piece of paper.
Mhm.
And he kind of narrows his eyes a little bit, and he kind of looks at you and looks at your staff and your kind of colorful cold weather.
And I'll pull out the chain from the pouch that I keep it in.
What chain?
The chain you were asking me about.
Oh, the talisman of the sphere.
Yeah.
Okay. And so his eyes kind of like immediately widen, and he goes,
You got something that goes with this? We can talk too.
well, that is. You're quite the collector.
I find these trinkets.
Trinkets, yes. That's one word for them.
Fine.
I have shinies too, and I hold up my necklace. That's on my neck, you know.
Is that a bead of fireballs?
What?
Wait, what?
It's what?
All right,
It's-
now I want to look at the necklace.
He's like, actually, I think it's two.
Oh, sweet mother of God.
What else you got on that damn necklace?
Well, I have
Where the hell did you get a bead of fireball?
Two, apparently.
I have Rambara's teeth. I have Gug teeth.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently fireball beads.
Oh, God.
Dracolich tooth.
A Dracolich. My goodness gracious.
Yeah, he killed it with a soccer trophy.
Yes, I did. I pull out the soccer trophy next.
See?
Yes, because it wasn't the dwarf beating it from the inside out, but whatever.
Well, and the slot invasion was beaten by a dining room chair. It's the final blow that matters.
Of course, this is not the dwarf that had the ally teleported away to a different plane, but whatever.
Yeah, I mean, cool.
I don't remember this happening.
Minchino, so you can see Tritix is casting a spell.
I'm gonna put that back in its bag and go. What are you doing there?
Do you want to identify the spell he's cast?
Yeah.
Go ahead and make an Arcana check.
Boom.
He's just doing detect magic.
Okay. All right, then that's fine then.
And he kind of looking at everything. He's like, Okay, just the fireball beads then.
My God, he's walking around with freaking grenades on his neck.
I kind of like try to get Michino's attention and waved like at the necklace and at him, kind of like motioning that he should somehow acquire those beads before we all die.
And I'm gonna look like, okay. So yeah, you don't even, that's kind of my thing. And Stephen the Magnificent, that'd be so cool for the shows. Do you even know how to use them?
The fireball beads?
I'm talking to Nav. I was talking to
apologies.
Navik.
Oh, you're
No.
talking to me?
I'm talking to Navik saying, you don't even know how to use those, and that'd be so good for the Stephen the Magnificent shows.
He does some risque moves with fireball beads, let me tell you.
Gross.
Sorry.
Oh, but look. It's the spicy food sketch. That's how it works. You can't have it without it. And I reach over. Here, no, to pull my finger. I'll show you. All right, fine.
I put my necklace back on.
I have to talk about that. Maybe I'll teach you how to use them, or maybe, I don't know. We'll figure something out here. And I just sort of shrug it at Caleb. I don't know. This is terrifying.
I appear to have caught you at a weird moment.
You know what? We only have weird moments. So let's be honest here.
Salamanders.
You're not just mountain climbers. You are positively bursting with magical artifacts.
I'm gonna see if I'm gonna just say, well, yeah, we get around, but I'm gonna say it in Infernal to see if he knows it.
Okay. He actually, well, for everyone else at the table, kind of slips into like this. It sounds a lot like a campfire might. It's like popping and crackling and sizzling, and it sounds like things that his mouth shouldn't be able to form. These sounds are kind of
soon, executors.
And he responds to you and he says, "You are full of surprises, aren't you?"
Mm-hmm.
Do I understand this?
You don't.
No. I think Dices is the only one that maybe does, but I don't think so.
I don't think so. No.
Okay. You have no idea, my friend.
He switches back to common and he says, "Listen, I work for an organization in Lumiericad by the name of the Anathema Vault. Perhaps you've heard it before?"
I mean, I have, but maybe you should explain it to everybody else that hasn't.
Well, we're a society of powerful spellcasters and historians, and we go out into the world and collect dangerous artifacts, and we bring them back to the vault for either destruction or protection.
Wait, you're not going to take Krabby back and destroy him, are you?
Well, no, he's more of an interest personally.
Okay.
He's not particularly dangerous.
Okay. Oh, you don't know Krabby.
However, the talisman you are holding there, while it itself is harmless,
It's a trinket. It's fine.
its counterpart is quite devastating.
I know. Can't wait.
So we at the Anathema Vault are aware of the location of one such sphere of annihilation.
Go on.
What now?
Nothing. It's magic stuff. Don't worry.
We
Well,
lack
that's
the
serious.
means to move it to the vault, which makes that talisman that you're holding very
So-
important.
So it seems like I've got some things of value to you.
You do.
I take out the focus that I stole from that other shop Is that I have a sphere too.
Quite
Unless they're
shoddy
talking in
one, too.
Infernal when they're doing this, then I don't know.
No,
And
he's speaking common.
I say in Infernal, play along. Just run with it.
He kind of gets caught in the middle of two things, and he kind of looks over to Navik and he goes, "Oh, yes, quite magnificent."
I give him a little thumbs up. Thanks. Well,
I put the sphere back.
I am looking to get to Lumericat at some point, anyhow. So maybe we can discuss it when I get there. Is it the sphere at Lumericat or someplace else or?
Well, I won't divulge that information. It's far too risky. I've only just met you.
I know, but we're friends now.
We're
I
not.
ate some of your food. Do I have friends? No, I don't have friends.
He's like, at the moment, I'm not sure as to whether or not you should be enemy number 1 for the vault, or if you are our number 1 ally. Perhaps you exist somewhere between.
You know, I've been told that before. I've actually heard all three before.
My confidence wanes.
But no, I mean, I'm in it. I'm in it to explore and learn the magic. And sometime we'll have to talk about that. And do you like brandy? Do you like whiskey?
I don't.
Ah,
I
all
don't.
right, well-
I don't much care for anything the halflings produce, to be honest.
all right. So you're more of a wine person. Got it. Well, we'll
Say
have a
again,
drink
you
sometime.
cut out
I was just gonna say you're more of a wine person.
there. He's like, well, yes, I do quite enjoy some of the products that come out of Quartier de Vin.
Oh, yeah. Tell me about it. But anyway, yeah, we'll have to. We will have a chat sometime over. I'll buy, and we'll just we'll talk about this.
I finished prepping the digits, and I'm like, are we going?
Paladin, who would you serve?
Dun dun dun.
Sorry, say that again.
Who do you serve?
Why does it matter?
I'm just curious what kind of company this caster keeps, this holder of relics.
Not the good kind. As I go back to talking to my staff.
Oh God.
It is definitely a long story of why we're together. I serve one who was murdered in cold blood, and I am on a crusade, I guess you could say, to find his murderer and kill it.
The servant of a dead god.
If you want to
Are
call
we
it that.
full of surprises?
Would you put it that way? Wow.
It's quite novel. I'm not
Oh,
sure.
he totally is. He's totally unique and novel.
I'm not sure which way that makes me feel about this situation in general. I do have to tell you just how dangerous something like this could be in the hands of anyone, including an experienced magician.
We're talking about his little bauble or the sphere?
Well,
Yes.
his little bauble controls the sphere. In fact, it's the only way you can interact with one. Imagine a sphere of darkness that could consume a city.
I'm imagining. Sounds
Now
awful.
imagine such a thing could be manipulated by the wrong kind of person. Are you the wrong kind of person?
See, I would have used it to stop the Slot invasion and save the people of Brimwick. So, take that as you will.
That helps, actually.
That's us, by the way. We're the heroes of Brimwick. There's like a bard going around telling stories. It's awesome. He's
He
a
said-
sort of a bard. He's a poet. He's not a very good poet, but still.
He's learning. He's learning. It's fine.
If you would be so kind is to come by the Anathema Vault in Lumericad sooner rather than later.
I mean, we've got a couple of things we've got to do first, and then get all the way over to the west. But yeah, no,
I assume you won't simply hand it over to me for safekeeping.
See, now we're back to we just met.
You're right.
There's the
Why,
trust
you
issues.
shouldn't.
Trust issues go both ways.
And there's nothing I could give you at the moment. Information, money.
Oh, you mean for Krabby?
No, I'm more interested in the talisman now.
No, now that you made a very compelling case for me not to give it to you.
Yeah, have you not told him what it was for? Probably would have given it up.
I already knew.
Never mind.
But yeah, no, you've made a very compelling case not to, because I'm just not. Yeah, I am going to come to Lumericad, though. I mean, you can ask them. That's been kind of my plan all along. It's how I ended up in Fox Run. But I'm going to get there, and I'm going to come over, and we'll talk.
Minchinos.
You're. I mean, let's look at it this way. You're a gnome I met in a cave.
A gnome who is currently saving you from frost
sure.
salamanders.
Sure, and
But
we're gonna help you escape as well. I mean, this is a mutually beneficial arrangement. But I only have your word you're part of the Lumericad group.
That's
and you
true.
only have my word that
You're a hero.
I'm not an asshole. Well, all right, yeah, that I'm a hero.
He looks to the paladin pointedly, and he says, "Many, many innocent lives. Do you trust this man?"
Only as far as I can throw him.
He's really strong.
He kind of takes in the group and he goes, "Well,
He did try to kill me once. To be fair.
how about we get you out of this cave?"
Sounds good.
Priority 1, yes.
So he kind of like folds up a napkin and places it onto the table, where the table just suddenly is clean. And he kind of stands up and he starts moving towards the front of the mansion.
I will tell you this, though, Tiggles. If Minchinos goes out of line at any point in time, I will put him down.
He'll try.
You'll call him mean names.
Well, in that case, then you should come to the vault as well, because we are in need of mage slayers.
That sounds fun.
It's quite a noble and honorable vocation.
Hold on. I keep a straight face.
So he starts casting a spell at the front of the manor. And in a moment, there is this floating disc hovering above the ground, like intricate, like swirling designs on it.
But we're still in the manor, though, or did he cast that in the tent?
He cast it in the manor.
Okay, so the plan is that the manor will disappear, and then we'll be on, or people will be on this disc.
Well, he says you can get on the disc, and then we just float out of the manor.
How big is
But
this
not
door?
everybody's gonna fit at once.
Yeah, the manor will stay up even when he leaves.
Yeah. So this is a multiple trip thing, though.
Yes.
So we'll stay in the manor so we can just shut the door if shit goes south.
I mean, I'm getting
Sure.
on digits and going, so I can be a distraction. You know how Minchinos loves my distractions.
I'm not even commenting.
Right,
Tridix
well-
kind of slaps the disc and says, "All right, come on, step right up."
I'll get up on it.
You get on it and it sinks a foot.
Especially with my backpack.
Yeah, and he kind of scrabbles himself up. He goes, "Okay, well, that's just about it." And he's like, "All right, hold tight in here. We'll be back. Well, I'll be back. If you hear screaming, please come outside."
All right. Well, when the door opens, I'm going to look, and if there's a place to play a good spot to place a wall of fire to help block the view, so they don't get seen,
What about your
or at least
upper
impede
spell?
them.
Can we take down the tent?
You could. It would make noise though.
Right.
And fine, never mind.
What about your
I can just set
comfort
the tent on fire. Well, I don't want to necessarily attract them. If I'm thinking more if they're already on the surface,
Yeah, but the thumper spell could track them.
pull them away.
Yeah,
It's only a 30-foot range, though.
that's
It's
30
not
foot.
like I can do it.
30 feet in the opposite direction, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose.
Well, anyways.
Right.
Let's go and tricks.
Right.
Dip it.
Right. So he starts floating out of the door, and you find yourself in the tent.
Mm-hmm.
And then it kind of floats through the tent flap, and you are in the cavern. Navik, do you want to make a quick perception check?
It's better than the one.
That's a performance, but good job.
No, yeah.
Oh, hey, look at that. It's 12 instead then.
Okay. Actually, I can move you over to the map again, I guess. All right, so Navik, you are basically here. And as you kind of exit the tent, you kind of look around. You don't hear anything. You don't see anything. And Tridix is kind of scoping around a little bit too, and he kind of softly clears his throat a little bit, and he nods in the direction of south, and he starts floating you that way. This thing doesn't move very fast, but you're there in like a minute or so, and he kind of drops you off in the southern cavern and starts heading back.
Okay.
Once he gets into the manor again, he closes the door and says, "All right, seems clear. Next."
Who's next?
Ithis can
Ithis-
fly.
Ithis is just going to fly himself, so.
Okay. And,
So what's going on with the tank?
It's only 500 pounds, so we can ride on it.
That's true. I can't though.
Yeah.
You
that
can
would be
ride in a
easy.
tank.
That would be over 500 pounds.
Oh, I thought it could do I thought you said it could do 6 or something.
No, just 5. I'm afraid.
Hmm.
Well, I can mentally move the disc about 30 feet before I have to follow.
Let's see, Ithis probably cannot carry him. Nope, certainly not.
What a silly statement.
I know. Oh, we have. What is he have for? Nothing that's going to help there. Yeah, nope. Well, worst comes to worst, have the tank run on its own. I can animate the tank to move on its own.
Oh. Yes, that's a clever idea.
I have them occasionally.
Right then. Okay.
So-
Paladin.
I'll be writing digits, so basically, it's just faces.
Bird up.
Oh,
I turn
never mind.
into a
It's just
bird.
Machinos then.
That's exactly it. It's like whatever.
He goes, "Oh, goodness gracious, a filthy bird!" And he opens the door and kind of shoos the spirit raven out.
I'm just gonna like stink eye him and like,
She actually smells better as the bird.
I'm gonna poop on your head the second you're out, just so you're aware.
Spirit poop.
Why wait?
I fly back in, I poop on his head, I'll fly back. It's not even a bird poop, it's still human poop that comes out.
Ah!
Sorry,
Prestidigitation.
dragon poop! It's a dragon poop, so there's like glitter in there.
Prestidigitation. It's gone.
Yeah.
All right, so I will. As soon as we're ready to go, I'll cast animate objects onto the tank, and have it. Actually, I'll have it run ahead of us because it can go faster than we can.
So just, I just want to check something because I actually have a feeling. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Wait a minute. Is there anything? Oh wait, no. The stuff in the mansion poofs when you go outside. Never mind. I was just gonna say, is there something like a boulder, or something that doesn't have legs normally?
Yeah, so that's exactly what I was thinking. So,
Yeah.
so actually, the apparatus of the crab can retract all of its legs, right?
Yeah.
So you can just give it a flying speed instead.
Yes.
What? And you can just, be in it. Do that, can't you?
Probably.
I don't see why not.
Yeah.
Eating
I think-
bullet.
The key word here is if the object lacks legs or other appendages,
Mm-hmm.
it instead has a flying speed. So if you ever release the legs, it will come crashing to the ground.
Yep.
But
It's
otherwise,
not like it is flying. It's a floating.
Yeah.
Because that's what we've decided with the boulder when it was smacking into that guy. It was just floating like a couple
Yeah.
of feet above the ground.
so yeah, if you retract all the legs, it can just like bob up and down like the disc almost.
Sweet. Done and done.
All right. And is animate object concentration?
It is, but I'm
Okay.
not doing anything else. So,
All right then. So
and I won't actually ride. I'll retract everything. I won't ride in it. I will ride on top of it, so I have a field of view in case I have to cast anti-lizard.
that means no one is getting on the
On the tensor.
disc this time.
I guess
Appears
not.
so.
Okay.
Yep.
We can go our separate ways.
All right. In that case, before you leave the mansion, was it Caleb?
Yes.
Do you have a title? I feel like Caleb is very informal.
I have a couple.
What type of title did you want?
Oh, I just figured a man of your stature would have some form of title. Caleb is fine. Caleb, before you leave the mansion, wait like 2 minutes. I would like to get as far north away from this place as I can before you come galloping out on your steed.
Sure.
Makes it sound so sexy.
All right then. Well,
I will cast Bless on Minchino. Riding a bullet.
Mm-hmm.
Minchinos, can you make a perception check for me?
Sure.
Bless. Who are you blessing?
Ichinos and I.
I think it's an 11.
Be blessed, my child.
Um. 1, 2. Attack roll or saving. Okay. Okay. So Caleb. Minchinos doesn't see this, but Tritix slides a small rolled up scroll into your palm as he shakes your hand. And then he gets onto the disc and he goes, 2 minutes.
Sounds
All
good.
right. I will see you in Lumiere Acad. Yes?
See you there.
Very well. And he kind of pats the disc and he's like, all right, baby, come on. And he goes slowly floating out the door into the Ace Cavern. And Navik, you see him kind of like hovering off slowly between the sort of rock protrusions and out the tunnel where you came from.
I'll wave with my axe.
Do we want to do the thumper?
Yeah, so let Ithis go on ahead of us by a bit. I'll float out here on the tank. Is there still nothing I don't see anybody?
Davik would have said something, I would assume.
Yeah, you see no sign of creature in here.
All right, and Tritix has already gone off to the north.
Yeah. Assuming you waited the 2 minutes like he asked.
Yeah, we're
Before
still
you came.
waiting. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
haven't moved yet.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that was for a kid. I'm sort of watching him go, floating on the thing to make sure the coast is clear. So what I'm going to do is, let's see, where's no snapping. So 30 feet puts it around there, roughly. I'm going to put a wall of flame across here, almost exactly there, and then cast Prestidigitation to about there. Excuse me, no, Thaumaturgy, I think it was. Whichever one does the tremor.
I think it
So
was
wall of
Thaumaturgy.
fire will drop your animated object.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Nope, that's fine then. So yeah, I'll as soon as Caleb is ready to go, I will do the tremor there, and we'll both beat feet to the south.
Okay,
Cool.
sounds good.
I'm ready as soon as Tiddlywinks is far enough north.
Yeah, he's out of vision now. So
right.
Minchinos, you step quietly outside of the tent.
I
hover.
hover quietly outside the tent.
Yeah.
Riding his crotch
Um,
rocket.
Yep. It's a hell of a crotch rocket. With a Ramoraz head. Yeah. And then I'll give it like a 3, 2, 1 countdown. As soon as I drop my hand, like street racing style, that's a signal for Caleb to go, and I'll cast the tremor up there to the north between those two columns.
All right, cool. So I'm gonna get you to roll initiative
Fantastic.
as you cast that spell.
Okay. Yeah. Nice.
Double digits.
Two. You want two?
You have 2 horses?
2 horses?
Ah, funny.
I feel like he should now.
I see what you did there.
Do I need to roll digits, or can digits use mine? I'd
Digits, and you can share a.
Okay. It'd be
an
awkward.
initiative.
I'd be like, okay, go digits. That's my turn.
But if you're riding him, then yeah, he acts on your initiative.
Go digits! Alright, let's wait for his.
Ithis had already started flying. Do I need
Yep.
to roll?
No,
two?
that's fine. He can have flown off along
Yeah.
with Dices. So you guys are all effectively 100 feet away with Navik.
Okay, I'll just put him down here then.
So Minchinos, what is the movement speed of animate objects? I think it's fly speed of 30.
It depends on the size of the creature.
Oh, does it?
Yeah. So I have to look that back up.
Oh no, I think it's any size will have a fly speed of 30. Yeah. So it's hit points and attacks and things like that change with the size, but not
okay.
with movement.
Yep. So it's
okay.
same as me.
Cool. But it can't dash.
No.
So you can move as you cast that spell. You can move 30 feet in that direction.
Okay.
And Caleb, so can you.
So Digits has a movement speed of 40.
Yes, and he can dash.
Yes, so I'm going to be off the map in my...
Yeah, you're going to be 20 feet away from Navik and them, basically.
Okay.
All right. So I moved.
Yep. So go ahead and move, Caleb.
Just trying to see where the grid is, because by moving Digits and Caleb at the same time, they're off grid by them. Looks like.
Oh yeah. You can just move Caleb, and we assume Digits is under you.
Yeah, because that's all I'm doing with Minchinos.
Move away, Digits. Is the map set for different? Or no?
Different dimensions?
It's like I'm gonna sprint.
Diagonal movement.
Oh, diagonals? It
No,
should
no.
be.
I'm just saying because like he's gonna be running at 80 and there's only 50 feet to the edge.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
basically, you can just put yourself over with Navik and Ithis at the bottom of the map there. I know that you're 20 feet away from them. It's really just Minchinos that is
Slow.
sort of within threat range.
Okay.
And Minchinos, you can hear the ice cracking and things like that.
Yep.
And you see like Tremors style sort of 3 opaque white ice darts kind of flooding towards the spot that you cast your spell.
Yep.
And as like one of them bursts out of the ice, the other 2 kind of stop and wait. And you can act again.
All right. So I will. Let's see. I will cast it again about there.
Mhm.
And move again.
Okay.
So cast. It's a cantrip, so I'm not going to bother clicking it each time. And then move.
Another 30 towards them.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that puts you there.
So you can see 2 other salamanders kind of burst out of the ground at the location, and they're sort of like spinning around and things like that, and they're like thrashing. One of them dives into the tent and starts like tearing it down, and they don't seem to have noticed you floating above the ground, basically.
Okay, let me check one other thing. What's the range on that? 60. Okay, so before my next move, do this. What's this size? Oh crap! Never mind. I can't do that. That's a concentration spell too. All right. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep moving. Then I'm not gonna bother.
So you're basically like 10 feet away, and then once you all kind of get to that location, you all start moving together.
Yeah.
All right. In that case,
And we leave Dices there to get eaten.
yeah, Dices is consumed.
Yep, that's it.
Yay, Vor!
And then weeks later, she is excremented in tiny crystalline poops.
Ah, that's how she wanted it. That is how she wanted to go.
But before I went, I did poop on his head one more time.
So now you have a crystal embedded in your head.
Oh, I'll treasure it always. Prestidigitation.
It's an internal poop. It will never leave. That's a stain that will never come out.
Oh, I have plenty of those already. I'm not that worried.
Dice has cast soul poop.
So
All right, you guys have escaped the frost salamander lair.
Hooray!
Huzzah.
And I will get a navigation roll from our navigators.
And every time that Ithis realizes he's getting close to Navik, he definitely shies away and moves away from him.
Why?
Still not trusting him. After the pool, you have to ask.
All right, here's a question. Do I know who cast it on me?
Unless Caleb said.
Well, you did have a hammer mark with a diamond and diamond bits
That's
embedded
true.
in your hand.
Yeah.
Forgot about that.
All right. Then I can understand. I suppose.
You even woke up saying, "Ooh, diamond."
Actually, the diamond was consumed by the spell, so really you just
fair
have a
enough.
smashed hand.
That nobody casts Cure Wounds on.
Yeah.
I used a hit die.
I went back to bed.
I kept eating.
All right, so you guys travel for the better part of say 10 hours or so. You're pretty sure you are close to the exit of the crawl. You could probably push it and get out of here by like late night tonight, or you can risk an encounter in the crawl and have like full rest.
Havoc, what can we expect coming out of the crawl?
Well, we can expect that we won't have to be in here anymore.
Okay, let me
So
rephrase
the
that.
next area is called Giant's Run.
Safer to be in whatever the next area is, night, or in here until day.
I'd say in here until day. Correct me if I'm wrong, though, there, DM.
You're wrong.
Who's DM? Who are you talking to?
Lost the plot again.
It's one of those. I think it's one of those Goliath religious things.
First we talk about hit points and HP, and now we're talking about DMs.
How do you not know the machine? Oh my god! The number of
It's,
hits that
the
a machine
Goliath-
can take.
It's the Goliath god.
DM?
They can't. Look, have you met Goliath? They can't do whole words.
Haven't you ever heard somebody say Carpe Diem?
Oh, you should feel shame.
Oh.
But yeah, the crawl is filled with critters, so your chances of a random encounter are almost 80%. Whereas out in the Giant's Run, your chances of a random encounter are basically like 5 to 10%, and it would be, the big nasty creatures tend to like hide in the crawl to avoid the winds and stuff like that. Yeah.
So would we rather fight things and survive, hopefully, or freeze to death is the question.
I'm still going to say it's safer in the crawl.
You would.
That's fair.
Oh,
Now it's just
mainly
like definitely the crawl.
I want to try out my new axe.
Of course you do.
Is Navek lying?
Yes.
Or does he believe this?
Navik is full of shit.
I tried.
Navik, you want to roll deception?
It's that whole. It's safer in here. Shifty eyes. Shifty eyes.
As he pets this new axe.
It's a lot safer in here.
Definitely safer in here. You see practice swing.
So yeah,
what
let's
you talking about?
let's go on outside then.
Yeah, sounds good. Let's go.
So yeah, the risk is,
There'll
of
be
course,
things to kill. There will be things
um,
to kill outside too. Don't worry.
you will have one exhaustion level for one day. But you will be much less likely to encounter either more frost salamanders or something else.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Even though I have a better way of handling, okay, not having to do that.
Cool.
Sure.
So you're pushing on?
As well.
YOLO.
Okay.
YOLO.
So by about midnight, you come to this sort of first thing you notice is that you feel wind again for the first time in like the better part of 4 or 5
Oh.
days.
Yeah, it's not
Farted.
Navik's. It's not Navik's.
It is somebody roll me a d10.
Oh, who's gonna do it?
You can.
Oh, nope. It's Caleb.
We're dead.
It is chilly wind, but it's not snowing. And after about an hour, you kind of step out of this big mouth of the crawl and into the snow again.
I close
and
the
you can see-
windshield.
Yeah. The sky appears like incredibly like you are the starlight is so intense up here because you are like so high up. You're at about 26,000 feet now. So the atmosphere is like thinner, and there's like this insane sort of aurora borealis kind of stretching out into the distance, and you can barely see the valleys below you.
That's like 30,000 of your feet, Caleb.
Are you
Yeah,
sure it's
like-
26,000? I think you said before that my home was only 25,000 feet high.
Yeah, you're not very far away. It's basically just past this gulch.
Go up and then down. It's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like coughing and puffing. I'm like, dwarves don't go up in mountains. They go down.
Oh yeah, thank you for reminding me.
Figured I'd give you some kind of hint. But I was gonna
Yeah.
roll it, but I'm like, no, wait.
You guys are officially at an altitude where you actually have a permanent level 1 exhaustion.
Cool.
Except for Navik, who has Mountain Born.
I was mountain born.
Born in a mountain.
Yeah, maybe
Exactly.
it's a poorly named attribute.
And the Aarakocra don't get any benefits of that sort of thing, right?
No.
Okay. They can only fly so.
Yeah. They're like Icarus, except it gets too cold.
Ithris.
Yeah, so you make it outside of the crawl, and it's late night, and you set up camp.
Yeah.
Sort of exhausted. Some of you are like having trouble breathing a little bit, maybe a little lightheaded. Not like you're gonna die or anything like that. Just like, it'll take a few days, maybe even a week or so to acclimatize.
The thing is, would I be suffering the same effects since this was my preferred terrain? So I used to travel it a lot when I was a guide.
I think mountains and the Leviathan Peak are
Fair enough. Two
distinct
different things.
enough that the altitude basically beyond 20,000 feet. Starts to get a little crazy.
Okay.
However, that does remind me that it's been a little while since we revisited your sort of transition. So if you want, you can swap another ranger proficiency if you want with a warlock proficiency.
Ooh.
Not survival.
What would I pick?
You can also choose not to, but so you can think on that.
Okay. All right, make a note.
I think those are the only things left we haven't fully transitioned, right?
No, not yet.
That's a long process.
Yeah, I know we did one.
Yeah.
All right. Party rest.
Hooray!
So Giant's Run is like this sort of half pipe, I guess you would call it, of mountain, a few kilometers across, and it's just kind of shoots up the edge of the mountain. And you kind of walk through this little valley, and this is sort of home terrain for frost giants.
Yay.
Now, what did we have that frost giants would like to buy?
Ramara's stuff?
Was it just the Remora's
scales?
eggs?
It was eggs, yeah.
Eggs. Right, okay.
Um,
And I don't think we have actually those.
Well, so the way Dices's morticulturalist thing works is we just harvest, X amount of valuables from the Remoras. So this would be an opportunity to sell those. The hard part about getting money out of the morticulturalist is finding a buyer.
Yeah.
But this is a situation where I think you actually harvested over $1,000 worth.
Yes, it's been a lot.
Who's holding all that?
I think I am actually.
Oh no,
Yeah.
it's on digits.
Oh, it's on digits. Okay.
Yeah, Remora's fines, which were for Caleb specifically, in a bucket, and then 1,050 gold pieces of Remora's parts, which we can just say is like Remora's caviar.
Ooh.
Nice.
So yeah, if you find some frost giants, maybe you can sell them to them.
Cool.
Would I know where they are?
I think you probably have a good idea. They are not the ally of the Grand Mist tribe, but they are an ally of one of the tribes that isn't necessarily your rival.
How's the head looking?
Mushy a little bit. It doesn't actually stink that bad.
Okay.
And it's actually a little bit still warm to the touch.
Okay.
But yeah, mostly
If it's
mushy.
If it's like any gross bits, I'm going to sort of prestidigitation them
Sure.
away and get to bone or whatever at that point. But
Sure,
I want to keep it looking badass in case we do run into the giants.
I gotcha.
So I'll suggest that if you want to sell the stuff, we could go try and find the frost giants.
Sure.
I'm game.
Yeah, I looked it up. So the frost giants are allied with Slaughter Peak, the Slaughter Peak tribe.
Oh, duh, of course.
They are not your clan's rival. I don't know. It's been a long time since you and I talked about this,
Yeah.
Jordan. But do you remember? So obviously, your tribe's ally are the Halflings in Belbuck.
Yep.
Do you remember who your
No.
rival tribe is?
No.
Your rival tribe is Splinterpine.
Splinter.
their specialty are sorcerers.
Uh-huh.
So imagine a tribe of Goliath sorcerers.
Nice.
And they are actually allied with the Ettins.
Wow, there's just dicks all around.
Well, they are sorcerers.
And Ettins. I was owning that, okay? I freely admit it.
I'm actually going to just post a quick screenshot just for... Oops. Oh, whatever. Okay, so yeah, if you want, you can roll a... Let me think. Would you have had any reason to sort of interact with the Frost Giants previously?
Maybe on a diplomatic mission?
Sure. Actually, one thing that's interesting is, and again, we can kind of like spitball this a little bit to try and flesh things out as we get closer. So Slaughter Peak, not your rival, but what's interesting is you said that Grand Mist's sort of specialty was the fighter, not the barbarian. Slaughter Peak is barbarians, so perhaps you've had some interaction with Slaughter Peak strictly on a professional basis.
Yeah.
And I feel like sort of tournament combat and stuff like that is probably something that takes place fairly often with the Frost Giants and Slaughter Peak. So perhaps you kind of like showed up one day and participated in some fashion, or because the
Sounds
Frost
plausible.
Giants really respect only strength.
Yeah. Sounds plausible. I
Okay.
like it.
In that case, then you can just lead the party there.
All right. We shall go to the Frost Giants.
Okay.
Of course.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
So it's a sunny day. Sky's very clear. Cold wind, but other than that, you have good visibility. You're sort of traipsing through the snow, and Navik, you know that these are not great hunting grounds because any game worth catching is usually just eaten by the Frost Giants. So it's pretty sparse here, actually, in terms of other life. And I think around maybe 3 o'clock in the afternoon, Dices, your passive perception is the highest, and I think you hear it first. And it's like this sort of muffled sobbing.
Oh, darn it.
Like it's like and then there's like this huge like snotty snort, and then just continues.
It's like, I hear pity. Anyone want to go pity something?
Is this a trick question?
They might have cool stuff.
Yeah, let's go.
So you head closer and you start to see the outline of like maybe it was like a building or something previously made of like a log cabin or a big log shack or a warehouse or something like that, but it's just like crushed. There's like broken logs everywhere, and sitting in the rubble, you can see what is very obviously a frost giant. And they're wearing this like magnificent fur cloak. And they are just like holding up a whole deer and using it like a Kleenex. And you're
That's
just
amazing.
Is the deer alive?
No.
You never know.
No. Or if it is, it wants very much to be dead.
Kill me.
Well, let's go on over. Ahoy!
No. You suddenly the frost giant kind of drops the deer, and kind of like turns to face the lot of you kind of in the snow. Navik, are you taking point?
Yes.
Who's behind you closest?
Probably Dices?
Yeah, probably.
All right. And he kind of like looks over. He's like, "Oh no, you're gonna make fun of me too, aren't you?"
No?
Oh.
What happened here?
He kind of looks around him. He's like, "What didn't happen? Look at it. It's ruined."
Can we all understand him? Is he talking common or
Good
talking
point.
giant?
He's talking giant.
All right, cool.
He sort of gestures to the destroyed building all around him. He's like, "What didn't happen? They came in and they kicked it all over.
Who?
My family."
Why?
Because they hate it. Look at me. And he kind of holds up his arms, and you've got this like luxurious fur cloak that just sort of drapes down off of what is, to your eyes, a very skinny looking frost giant.
Uh-huh.
They just pick on me all the time. So I came out here and I built myself my own little workshop away from all of those meatheads, so I could work on my craft. And he kind of like holds the giant fur coat like close to him. He's like, so I could work alone in peace. But they found me. And they kicked it over. They smashed all my tanning racks.
Ooh. I do like tanning.
It's a good trade. But
Now,
the rest
out-
of them, they don't appreciate fine tailoring and craftsmanship.
Out of character,
Mhm.
or rather, whatever. Would I know if I could bring him back to the Grand Mist tribe to work there?
It's certainly something you can explore.
All right. I look. Can I see your wares, your items?
You could have. One day ago. It's gone, torn up. Look, and he kind of pulls, like this, like long, like 30-foot long cloak, maybe, out of the snow, and it's just in rags.
So it's like nice sized blankets now.
Maybe for you. I want to hem the edges a little bit, but
How tall is he?
he's like 30 feet tall.
Okay.
Yeah, he's like twice your height sitting down.
He's a little babby.
So while this is going on, I sort of scurry over and open the window and say to Caleb, "Any idea what's going on here?"
Either they're having a discussion or it's some sort of mating ritual. I don't know.
Maybe that's what the cloak is for.
That's what I'm wondering. They pulled it out and it looks like they're discussing it for something. I don't
Maybe
know.
it's his wedding dress. Wedding
Maybe.
dress? Yeah, that could be. All right. Yep. All right. I'm just gonna sit and chill then. I got any ale?
I don't know. Did we bring it from the wagon?
I don't remember. Anyway, go ahead, continue. We're gonna search for ale.
You got like digits bags and stuff like that open, fishing things out.
Checking the back of the tank.
All right. Well, that sucks.
Yeah, it does. All I want to do is make fine clothes for giants. But no, screw fine clothes. We're happy with loincloths. We're happy with big toga sacks. Savages.
Sacks.
I can't do that. I am actually wearing clothes this time.
You are.
There's a first for everything.
We're all
Well.
grateful.
True story.
Well, some people don't know the fine clothes.
No, they don't. I think you understand me.
Yes.
He kind of like gets on like his hands and knees a little bit, and he kind of brings his head down so that he can like face you closer. He's like, you know, you're a real good listener.
And kiss.
That's what I've been told.
Hey Caleb, I found some wine. Is that good?
It'll suffice.
I'm gonna spot the wine and go, ooh, wine, and walk away.
He
Yep.
says, could you, I mean, could you
Speak.
maybe do me a favor?
What?
Well, you must be one of those Slaughter Peak Goliaths, right?
Close.
Well, I mean, so you're real strong, right?
Yep.
I just figured maybe somebody big and strong like you, and he says this as he towers over you, could maybe convince my family that making clothes is cool.
I can try.
Really? You do that for me?
I can try.
Oh, you're the best, mister. And he kind of reaches out and picks you up and like squeezes you into his like shoulder.
Oh, yep, they're engaged. Mazel tov!
They probably said yes. I don't know.
Yeah, our boy has grown so fast. Oh, I'm so proud.
I mean, he should have said something. We came all this way and he's getting married. Like, why did he mention any of this?
I don't know. Hey, Goliaths, what are you gonna do? But I'm just so happy for him.
I know. I'll take some more of that wine.
Yeah, there you go.
So the frost giant kind of sets you down in the snow, and he kind of like wipes his eyes, picks up the dead deer again, blows his nose. He's like, "Thanks, mister. You're real kind." Oh, my name is Strobar, but most people just call me Snowberry.
Aw.
Strobar.
Oh my god, I'm so glad I don't speak giant. I would have just blown our entire thing right here.
Snowberry?
Yeah.
Okay.
Quick performance check.
Like you're real kind. What's your name?
Navik.
You're real kind, Navik. My family, they're just over that ridge there. Maybe you could, I don't know, work something out with them. They'll respect you. You got all kinds of muscles.
Make it sound so sexy.
Yeah, we'll do something.
We should have brought cheese.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I'll be here if you need me. I'm just gonna put my shack back together.
Uh-huh. I'll just wave the guys. Let's go.
Wait. Oh, when did you set a date?
I ignore that. What?
Oh, but who gets the ring? Come on. We're just so happy.
We have so many
I already
questions.
have a ring.
How'd you hide the ring? That's the question I want to know.
No, don't. No. I learned not to ask questions like that a long time ago.
All right.
So,
So,
Lead on. Groom.
as we're going along, I'll just be like, yeah, the Frost Giants didn't like him, so they bullied him,
Okay.
and now he wants help. So
For
he
Okay.
can actually do his leather working.
Help. How?
We have to try and convince the Frost Giants that clothes are good.
oh great.
So I go over to Ithis and I ask, do anything like some miraculous duplication of wine? Because we're gonna need a
Water to
lot.
wine.
Think. And Ithis tells me to go fuck myself and walks away.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
All right.
Great.
Yeah. So we'll have some fun.
You,
So do the giants speak anything but giant?
Usually.
Not many of them, no.
Okay. Hey,
good luck
looks
with
like
you.
we're just along for the ride. And I lean back and sip my wine.
You realize what what he's having us do, right?
We have to tell a bunch of giants that we don't speak the language that they need to wear clothes.
Essentially, it's like telling a dwarf he needs to cut his beard. I mean, come on.
Would that work?
No.
All right. Makes a note for later. So okay. How are you going to do this?
With strength.
Against the giant?
Possibly many.
Sweet.
What are you going
Did
to
you guys see where
wrestle them?
Did you see where the gnome went? Did you guys see where the gnome went?
Yeah, we should go follow him. He might be halfway down the mountain by now.
Oof, okay. So you're gonna have to wrestle a bunch of giants.
Define wrestle.
And I might have a few flasks of oil.
Oh, we don't. I know we have oil. That's not. I already saw that in the inventory.
It'll be fun.
Yeah, for the one person that can understand and speak the language.
I'm sure there's some that talk common.
I totally speak giant.
Do you know tongues?
Aw.
Yeah, well, I don't totally speak giant.
Yeah, that's the first time you used that in like what? Half a year?
No, a few sessions ago I used them again.
Really? Don't recall.
Yeah.
Okay, so where are
The
we
tank
going?
was
How are we
totally
doing
not
this?
damaged.
Yeah.
tank is perfectly fine.
So you're heading towards the frost giant village, or you're
The Frost Giant Village, I guess.
okay?
Yeah.
Nothing wrong, Caleb.
So you're there in about an hour.
I don't know, about 30 feet from?
So as you kind of crest over a hill, you can smell the village before you see it.
Lovely.
Oof.
And it's not so much as like
I thought
A
cold
village.
made this better. Oh.
as it is just a collection of stuff in a small gulch, like giant bones and things like that, and like torn, like scattered carcasses. There's like a bunch of like snow hovels built, and you can see a large number of sort of frost giants sort of milling about. Don't seem to be aware of your presence yet.
So before we actually go up there, or rather down there, whatever, I'll suggest that we sell the items first.
Before we piss off the locals. Good call.
Yes, exactly. Then we don't care if we succeed or not.
Sure, let's go.
Think this is a smart plan for Navik?
Thaumaturgy is only self. For the voice stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah, it doesn't. I think it. Yeah, your voice booms.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
All right. Sorry. Are you approaching or are you waiting?
What would we be waiting for?
I don't know. You tell me.
Well,
Yeah, we'll
let's
go up and
get going.
sell and.
So as soon
Well-
as one of the scouts kind of spots you guys, they kind of pick up a giant club and start walking over to you. A couple of other ones sort of take notice and move in your direction as well.
I'm gonna smoke my pipe and from inside the tank and try and blow the smoke so it looks like it's coming out the Ramoraz.
Okay.
Nice.
Interesting.
One of the frost giants kind of gets close enough to like bellow out at you, and they say, "Goliath, who are these tiny things you bring?"
They're friends.
These things.
Friends, like slaves?
Battle companions.
They are speaking giant, right?
Yep.
Damn
Yeah.
it!
I think they're wondering where his bride to be is.
Welcome to family.
We're not buying slaves these days. Unless they're a
No.
gift.
Nope.
Hmm.
How about Ramora's caviar?
You have eggs?
Eggs, yes.
All right. He kind of waves you over. He like gestures something to the other guards, and they all go and sit down in the snowbank. One of them just starts bashing a rock with a club for no apparent reason. And you guys find yourself walking amongst sort of 30 to 35 foot tall giants in this like constantly thundering, filthy, stinky snowdrift. And he brings you over to basically a cliffside that has been like carved out, and not expertly, really bashed out, to the point where there's like half spilled boulders and things like that. And there's someone sort of sitting on the other side and they kind of lean out of this basically mountain merchant stall. And a feminine voice comes out. Well, feminine for a giant.
Sounds
Kind
like
of
dwarf.
shaved head. Yeah. And she says, "Well, what are you selling?
Remora's eggs.
Let me see them."
I'll ask Caleb to bring it over, since he's on Digits and Digits has the eggs.
The junk, yeah.
What am I doing? What do you need?
The Remora's eggs.
Oh, I dig through the bag, and pull them out, and hand them to Havoc.
I assume they're getting pretty drunk at this point.
Yeah.
Probably.
They're
Well, I
drinking
mean,
wine.
it's wine. It's no.
Yeah.
Are you gentry now?
It's what we had. It's what we had.
I go back over by Minchino's. It's like, I think that's maybe the maid of honor. I don't know.
It's a dowry thing, I'll bet.
Probably, yeah.
Do I notice if she's listening to what they're saying?
I don't think she's like really listening to anything other than giant. Like it's more like squeaks to her ears.
All right.
Like when you speak giant, you really have to like you get your diaphragm into it and like really bellow.
Like Newfie.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
It's like Boston.
Yeah. It's like a
Fuck you.
difference between Boston and everywhere else.
Oh, so they talk cool. I get it.
Yes, you tell yourself that.
Yeah. Sure.
I'm in full masshole mode this weekend. Are you kidding me?
We killed some newbies. Anyways.
So Navik, you've got the eggs.
Yep.
She kind of brings a giant hand down to your level.
I put the eggs on there.
She's kind of
Under
looking
hand.
at them, inspecting them, smells them. She goes,
The groom to be presents his offering to the mother of the bride.
She carefully brings them into like her cave and lays them gently on the ground. And she goes, "So, what do you want?"
Gems.
"I can do gems. Do you have a color preference?"
Do I have a color preference?
That's racist.
I'll. I like white.
That's racist.
I'll speak softly to. Is anyone beside me? I should say. I should ask.
No, I think we all ditched you. We're sitting back here narrating the nature documentary. The mother of the bride is considering the offer.
I'll be like, what's it? Dices. What color gems?
That we had in the bag?
What do you want?
Or what
What
do I
should we get?
want? Oh,
Red.
The diamonds. Oh, the red. Yeah,
I'll say red then.
he wants
Red?
new red butt plug.
Do I overhear this conversation
Yes.
between Navik and Diceless in common, I would assume? I would suggest, would they understand what a diamond is?
Probably.
I would suggest we get some of those before Navik decides to, I don't know, off himself again.
Fair, yeah.
Solid point.
I'll say red. Do you have any diamonds as well?
We don't have no red diamonds.
How about regular diamond?
Sure. You want regular diamond?
Regular diamond.
Okay. She goes back into the cave for a moment.
I have no idea how we're carrying this.
Well, diamonds are pretty light.
They're light, but I mean, in terms of our size, would a giant have a diamond that would fit in the palm of our hand, or would they have something that would fit in the palm of their hand?
Well, that's a good point. But I think she comes out with like this teeny tiny little sack.
Oh gosh, okay.
Yeah, and you can tell that she's got like. Have you ever seen? This is kind of obscure, but have you ever seen the kind of tool they use to build ships in bottles?
Yes.
They're like sort of graduated like pinchers that get sort of wider and wider as they get further away. So she's got like a weird pair of those, and she's like carefully, with incredible finesse for the size of this person, doling out these minuscule diamonds into your palm.
The mother has accepted the offer.
Minuscule diamonds on her.
Yeah. They're like nice, beefy looking diamonds. So you get, 1,000 gold worth of diamonds.
Sweet, I can bring him back from the dead twice over.
3 times.
Apparently, in giant culture, the diamonds are given to the groom instead of the groom presenting a diamond to his bride.
I mean, did you see the bride?
Yeah, well, I'm just saying.
So yeah.
Or maybe Navik's the bride. I'm not judging.
Well, fair enough.
I am Jacques Cousteau. Welcome to the Nature Channel.
1,000 gold?
1,000, yeah.
Okay.
And you can choose what denomination each one is worth, like if you want. Like if you want, 10, 100 gold
just
worth
gonna say that.
diamonds, that's fine. You can have 20, 50 gold. You can have 1,000 gold diamond.
As an FYI, Revivify requires a diamond worth 300.
Diamonds worth 300 worth of diamond. So it could be diamonds. It can be
Fair enough.
stuff like
Yeah,
that.
just 10 of the 100 ones.
10 100s? Okay, sure. I'm going to put that on your inventory here, unless you're handing it to somebody right away.
Well, not yet.
I can hold them.
I don't know. I'm the pack mule right now.
Yeah, because all I need is a chase
Other than the
Machino.
mule.
I'm just offering. Trying to help you out here. I'm aiming for like a good spot at the bachelor party. I don't want to be full best
Yeah.
man, but you know.
Need to make shirts.
Wait, so do we hire Goliath or giant strippers?
Isn't the bachelor party supposed to be before the wedding?
Yeah, you know.
It's a different culture.
Yeah,
Totally.
totally different culture.
All right, so she kind of makes the transaction. He goes, "Good find. Bring more. We will give you more tiny rocks."
Yes.
She's got she has an air about her like, my God, these people are so stupid. Like, this mountain is filled with those rocks. You don't even have to kill a dangerous Remoraz to get them.
All right. All right. Goddamn cat. So, I'll be like, do
Hey,
I
you
know
what are
like
cool?
her?
Cool clothes are cool.
Could we interest you in some clothes?
So we
she
should totally do like
is
an up
the,
with people.
Quartermaster, per se.
She looks like she's filling that role, yeah.
I'll ask what happened with Strobar.
She kind of laughs and she goes, I don't know. I haven't seen him in a few days. He's probably out knitting.
Oh.
How come he knits?
Because he is weak. You should go see him. You will laugh.
I did. We
Good.
passed by her.
We will share a laugh then. You guys hear them just start laughing for no reason.
They really do weddings differently down here.
They do.
Man. I thought tiefling weddings were weird.
Maybe it's the air? I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. They like get lightheaded and shit. I don't know.
She says to you, Navik, she's like, you should bring your friends here 2 days from now. We will be forcing Strobar to hunt. He will probably die. It will be very funny.
Interesting. Interesting. Okay.
Good. Are you selling that one? And she points at the bird.
I put my hand on my chin and think. No, not right now.
There are many more tiny rocks where this came from. There are no birds here anymore. We eat them all.
Perhaps later.
Very well. I like that you can carry it around without cage. You must be
It
a good
follows.
animal handler.
I am checking his languages. He has 3 unchosen language possibilities.
That sounds about right.
3? How does he have 3?
Because he's knowledge.
Yeah.
Of knowledge.
Knowledge domain, yeah.
Oh, we should totally retcon this so he
Yeah.
does speak giant.
And he's been saying the whole time, just
That'd be funny.
what?
Wouldn't change a thing.
He'd be equally angry.
That's true.
So yeah, so she keeps kind of like spitting out offers for random party members. She's like, that one looks like a small lizard. Basilisk kin?
Dragonborn.
Dragonborn.
I'm gonna stick my tongue out.
Tasty?
Tastes
Good
like
fighter.
tastes
Good
like
fighter.
chicken.
Well, source. I'll say warlock. Spellcaster.
I don't know what this word is.
Spells.
Spells. Gross. Spells are
Spell.
cast by weak things. Things that can't fight.
She could. She died. She came back.
I've known rats do that too.
Maybe they're seeing if Dices wants to be like the flower girl.
Oh, that'd be the funniest thing ever. Oh my goodness, with those little white dresses.
They keep pointing at her. I don't know.
She says, very well. I will see you around.
Yes.
Goodbye, Slaughter Peak.
Grand Mist.
Grand Mist. You're not here for another tournament, are you?
No.
Just
Oh.
so.
Would I know if she's talking about for for here or at home?
For here.
I'll say no.
She's like, She kind of shakes a finger at you. She's like, if I didn't know ahead of time, I wouldn't have given you full price. It's fine.
Yeah.
She like, for a moment she hesitates like she's gonna crush you. And then she's like, She says, be gone, Grand Mist.
Be well. Fight long.
So long, and thanks for all the fish.
Peace.
So Navik heads back to the group.
So, what's mother-in-law got to say?
I look at you confused.
Yeah, whatever. You mean maybe use a different term. So how'd it go? Did you convince them to wear clothes?
We got diamonds.
What about the pants thing?
No.
Okay. So what did we get from the other guy if we convinced them to wear pants?
Nothing.
Okay. I'm just gonna sip my wine.
Okay.
So now what?
Now we go to Grand Mist.
Okay. So you're ditching your
Yep.
your bride?
Uh,
Yeah, sorry, fiance. Fiance.
yes, we're ditching Snowberry.
What?
No.
Oh my-
Barry?
Your fiance's name is Snowberry?
What fiance?
The
Oh, God.
troll that we, not troll, giant that we left.
You're the one you got engaged to. Picked you up, hugged you, accepted your proposal.
I look at you confused.
Anyway, all right, let's just go then. I'm not getting involved in your little marital issues.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Let's go to Grand Mist Tribe.
Okay. Give me a navigation roll.
Sure.
That'll do.
I know where I'm going.
Yeah, you're basically at home now.
Yeah.
So you travel for the remainder of the day. Your kind of legs give out a little earlier than normal, but you effectively get a full day in. Everyone else has been traveling with like 2 levels of exhaustion, so
You're even worse off.
but you'll gain that back after a long rest here.
Well, their speed is halved at level 2.
Not mine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
except for the one in the tank.
and the one on the horse.
Doesn't the horse have exhaustion?
The other 2 are birds. I don't know if a horse would gain exhaustion in the same way. Probably. Yeah, if you pushed it through the night, sure. But anyway, yeah, you move basically just short of a full day. Do you want to set night watch?
Sure.
We've gone like
Bird?
what, 24 hours without sleep?
No, we slept.
I heard something
We
about
slept
pushing
on the
through
outside.
the night.
We just didn't have full rest.
I would have totally slept on digits.
Uh-huh. So, bird? Watch?
Birdwatch.
All right.
I see a blue jay.
Birds on watch.
Birds on watch. Everybody goes to sleep.
Yep. If this is in the tank.
Somebody roll me a d10.
I have a question about Leviathan Edge.
Sure.
Would the lightning crit as well?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, all damage dice will. All right, it is a very cold night. So yeah, Dices is gonna have to get into the into Navik's tent if she's gonna survive.
Yeah. Philip made some poor choices.
What's up here for any sort of trees or wood or anything like that? Or
Not a lot in Giants Run, actually. Most of it is torn out.
By giants.
Yeah.
even stuff that's like lying around or that to build a fire to help with some of that? We're close enough here. Not as I don't think we should be. We would need to be as worried about having a fire.
Yeah, I think Caleb has some equipment for fire making. So you could probably find enough wood to.
We don't need to worry about fire starting.
That's true. But he's got,
We need the fuel.
basic stuff.
Yeah.
Would Brutal Critical work on lightning? The lightning crit?
I
don't think so.
No, it's not a weapon damage die.
I'm sad.
Yeah, brutal critical. I think is only weapon based, right?
Still saddened.
You'll get over it when you're absorbing strength
Yes.
or whatever the tentacles do.
Dices, you want to give me a perception check?
Hell yeah. I noticed all the things.
You do. And your bird alerts you to the presence of a familiar cloaked figure that has been following you up the mountain.
How far away is he?
About 100 feet.
I'm gonna get up, turn, look at him, yell, "If you're gonna freaking follow me, at least bring me a coat."
Do we hear this?
What?
Yeah, of course you do. I yell into the darkness.
Oh, jeez, Dice, just bring a coat next time. Oh.
The silhouette kind of raises a hand slowly.
I'm like, yeah, hi, it's good to see you. Did you bring me a coat?
It doesn't react.
Well, if you're gonna be useless, I'm going back to bed. And I'm just gonna go back in my.
I'm getting up to take a look and see what the hell is going on here with all the yelling. Do I see the guy?
Roll perception.
Just gonna roll like a 3.
Because perception I'm so awesome at. I'm half asleep still.
You don't.
Ugh. The hell? Jeez. I stoke the fire up a little bit.
Just yelling
Crawl
into
back
the
in.
darkness.
Yeah, fucking
Hello,
dragonborns.
darkness, my old friend.
Maybe she's talking to her staff. I don't know.
Maybe I'm sleepwalking. You don't know.
Yeah, either way. Stoke the fire back up, crawl back into the tank.
Is the fire underneath the tank?
No, it's out in front. I parked near
He
it.
made a hot tub, is what he did.
Oh, I already thought about that, but I don't know.
Or pressure cooker, depending on how you visualize it.
We have a tender chicken then.
Yeah, the sous vide tank.
Dice, as you hear Henrietta's voice, she's like, "What does he want?
I don't know, but he didn't bring me a freaking coat.
What's wrong with your coat?"
Not warm enough. I should have freaking bought a better coat.
I think Dices does have a cold weather clothing. Didn't you get it like all black? I even made
Yes,
a
I
specific
did.
note about it.
Yes, I did.
The only thing you
Yeah.
don't have are are a shelter and a cold weather bedroll.
Yeah, that's true.
She goes, "It's like, why is he even following you? It's kind of
Wow.
creepy.
If you want my autograph, sheesh, you just ask.
Can't he mentally communicate you like he did before?"
Maybe he got fired?
Oh, that would be funny.
Actually, really would.
So what? You're gonna like save his job or something?
That'd be pretty cool, actually.
It would
Wonder
be
if I could
kind of
get
cool
some
to
cool
have
out of it.
a tiefling owe you a favor.
I totally abuse that.
I would.
We know. We know.
Well, I'm going back to bed.
Yeah, me too. As far away from the one in the loincloth.
Do you like curl up at the base of the tent again?
Yeah, as far. So I assume he sleeps naked. It just seems like something Navik would do.
Nah, I'm probably still in the clothes.
I
At
just
least on a
imagine
night
if-
like this, yeah.
But yeah, I'm just gonna go back to sleep. I'm like, if he's not gonna be helpful, I'm just going to bed.
All right, so the dawn breaks over the thin air of the valley that you're in. You start getting up into a. Somebody give me a D10. Fairly mild morning, as far as 20 plus thousand feet goes. Not too much wind. Again, it's fairly clear. And you get a breakfast in you and head off. Navik, give me a nav roll.
God, I wish I could do that mansion spell.
With advantage, you're good.
Thank God for advantage.
All right. Can someone roll me a D100?
Doing that.
I'll do it.
Okay.
All right, and D20. Okay. So you are traveling through Giant's Run, still sort of trudging your way up the mountain. The air is getting thinner and thinner. Again, the sort of lightheadedness for most of you is still sort of impeding sort of everything you're trying to do. Some of you may even feel like somewhat nauseous, constantly out of breath. Digits is like breathing heavier than normal. And about I think about noon, you guys sort of reach the crest of this outcropping, and there is a like a fissure through a larger spire of stone that appears to have been heavily walked through. It's like well worn. Like this is like a well trodden goat path kind of thing. And Navik, you know this to be sort of the entrance to your domain of Grand Mist.
Excellent. We're almost to the tribe.
Yeah, you're probably about an hour away. And you kind of push through this sort of rocky, almost stair-like kind of progress. Like it's like the switchback. It feels like it's been carved out and then well worn away, so it doesn't feel natural. You kind of make your way up through, and as you kind of break out onto the exterior of this outcropping, you are looking down into this incredible sort of rich basin. It's like a valley. It is sort of obscured by fog. And Navik, you know that beneath that fog is the Grand Mist tribe. The valley that Grand Mist sort of occupies is sort of bisected by a river, which is too fast moving to freeze. And it is fed by a series of 3 waterfalls at the other end of the valley that you can see from here. And as you kind of walk down into the valley, the wind ceases. You're fully protected from sort of those ceaseless winds of the Godspurs and things like that. And as you get beneath the fog and closer towards the river, you start to make out the first signs of the many campfires that dot all over Grand Mist. And Navik is home. I think maybe we call it there.
Yep. sounds
Sure.
good. Yeah, we did it. We got him home. It was good seeing you, Navik.
I can't wait to tell his parents about the wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, he's married into the enemy.
This is like a Romeo and Juliet. I think it'll be so great.
Yeah. Until they take their lives, but that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pro tip: it's not really poison. She'll be fine.
By the way, if you'd read the Cole's notes.
Oh, see, you shouldn't have written it for him.
Well, thanks everybody for joining us for another session. Should be back again here 9 o'clock Eastern next Friday. So we will see you then. Thanks again.